The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Okay. It is a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. Your girl Kim Good Look Seabrook. I know it's been a minute. I know y'all missed me. So I am so happy to be back. And I have a really dope artist that I'm going to introduce in a minute. But I just want to come on here and say it is good to be home. Shout out to the Matrix Studios Network, Party 1019. I've been MIA for a minute, but not really. You still see me on the scene. Just had to take a little break and regroup from quite a few things that, had transpired over the year. But always a part of the family, always excited to give you that good energy, good music, good people on the show. And yeah, so I'm really, really happy to be back. So stay tuned. And it's a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. And I am going to introduce my guest here today, Legacy No Limit. What's up?
What's up with you?
Everything is good. So you took a little drive from here. Where you came from?
Yeah, come from North Carolina.
Okay, what part?
Fayetteville/Sanford, all in the same.
Okay.
Right up by J. Cole.
Okay. And how was your ride?
Whew. Man, about 10 hours.
You drove by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you know the hustle real.
Yeah.
You don't wait for nobody. You just go ahead and make those moves.
I had people to meet me here, but everybody just coming from everywhere. And then, I had to go. I'm 2 hours away from New York, so I'm just I won't do it again.
You won't do it again?
Nah, I stayed in Jersey. If I knew how to be 2 hours,
Okay.
I would have came.
I
Stayed
guess
in New York, but my PR, he didn't tell me how far it was. I thought it was over the bridge I could come, but
I guess depending on what part of Jersey you're in. And the traffic also doesn't help coming over that bridge.
Man, the traffic, it tell me I'm 10 minutes away, and I'm right in front of it,
Yeah.
So I keep going past by it, and I'm like, oh, man, let me get it together.
Well, we appreciate you driving all the way here.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Coming on the show. So if you don't mind, you can introduce yourself, and then.
I go by Legacy No Limit. I'm from North Carolina, Sanford, small place. And that's about it, man. We work hard, grind hard. It's no way you can make it out unless you got a plug or somebody pulling you in from somewhere else.
Yeah, we're going to get into that, all right? So let's talk about No Days Off. That's a heavy title, right?
Yeah.
That's the title of your album.
Yeah, my album just dropped the 7th of this month.
Okay.
No days off,
So what was the first thing you didn't take a day off from, even before your music blew up?
Well, what I did was I took a year off. I took a year off to get it together, so it can be no days off. So came up with my own formula, and then I decided, 12 months in a year, I'm gonna shoot 12 videos, drop a video each month,
Okay.
and then promote. Push hard, no days off.
Right, right.
So.
But, you said something very important, that sometimes you just have to take that break, right, to regroup, which is what I kind of explained,
right.
Introducing myself.
Yeah, you got to regroup.
So talk about that.
So it was I was signing No Limit. I had did a deal with Silk the Shocker. So I was with them for about 5 years. We did our thing, and then it graduated me to get my own distribution deal with Rock Nation. So right now, I'm just building it up, got a couple meetings, with some other labels, but right now I'm just sticking with what's working right now. And once I get done with that, I got my own label. I'm trying to push that. So Money Count Entertainment, but there's no days off. No days off for anything. And that album is doing real good right now. We at 100,000 streams, so everything looking pretty good.
Okay. So you have a distribution through Rock Nation.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And how did that transpire?
Well,
what was the phone call talk about
man,
that moment.
Okay, I got a phone call from a guy named Jesse. He got in a position to work with Jay-Z nephew, Real Carter. So he pitched my stuff to him, and they liked it. So they were they want me to come to New York. So I'm okay, cool. So I went up there, and we did a big old meeting about how everything should go. And at that time, I had just lost the mother of my kids, so. It was within the same 30 days, my baby mom had passed, and then they called me, so it was a big blessing. So I took it, and everything worked out, man. Everything going real good. He's real good to me. He does everything right. And my PR, Jesse, he's the best. I couldn't, I love that man with everything in my heart, man. We did a lot together.
Good. So it seems like you got a lot of things that are structured, your PR, things like
Yep.
that. Let's talk about how important that is as an
Man,
artist.
you need everybody in the PR. You need everybody to represent you the right way, and no half stepping. Can't nobody be drinking on the job or doing anything. You gotta let somebody more of like family versus like a manager or PR. If it don't feel right, then 9 times out of 10 ain't gonna work out right. So get you somebody who could back you the right way or understand your vision, cause ain't nobody gonna see it but you. So just understand how it go, and then once you feel it, and if it feel right, if it makes sense, rock with who you rock with.
Right, right. And that's important, feeling right with that person, because there's a lot of people who say they are PRs and may not really be putting that work in,
I promise, man. I done ran
You
across
went
a
through
whole
a
lot
lot.
of them. Yeah, like it's always somebody just leaving or just coming by. Or, you know what I'm saying? To get you to want to grab their attention, like have people be like, I work with Waka Flocka, he just left, or people be like, I just left from Teddy Roddy house or stuff like that. Like, oh, okay. I be like, all right, but no work.
Right,
Like
right.
like people in my neighborhood, they be saying they have a record deal, but we haven't seen anything. Nobody been in no offices, no nothing. It just you gotta you gotta just watch it, man.
Right.
People will get you for nothing these days. So.
That is very, very true. So let's talk about some of your music that's on this album. I heard 2 songs. We have your track, Trap.
Trap
How'd
work.
that come about?
Trap work, it's like when I did it, I was kind of coming like Jeezy. So, Jeezy, one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
So, and it's like where I'm from, we call it sand trap. So, I'm giving y'all part of my area, like it's that trap work. So, you're gonna feel that, a little bit about where I'm from, how we coming, how we sound. It's Carolina, North Carolina.
Okay, all right. And then, well, actually, before I go into the next one, what track on No Days Off was the most personal to write and why?
The most personal was 10 Toes, because it's like I left from ending a situation to begin a new one, and it's like I always thought when you get to a certain level, the people who you start out with gonna be there, but I learned happiness is never planned.
Say that again?
Happiness is never planned,
Happiness is never planned.
Yeah, and once you try to plan it, it'll never work out. So I stepped out on faith, and that's what worked. So sometimes you got to go by yourself in order for it to work, and then once you build it, they will come. So.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying when it comes to, like, you thinking your day ones are always going to be there. But sometimes, like you said earlier, everybody don't see your vision,
Yeah,
right?
it's like when I was on the road with No Limit, like it'd be like 20 people, 30 people deep. We could talk about what we're going to do for me when we get there. Not everybody on tour. Not everybody got their own thing going on, so it's like you just learn the business, man, like don't fall out with nobody. Just learn to fade to black. You know what I'm saying? Regroup, just come back out,
Nice.
And the ones who messed up, they'll feel it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Learn the business. How important is that?
Man, you got to. Like, I do my own music, like my own engineer. I got one cat that helped me do this album named Ryan Malden. Shout out to him. He did a good job on this project. He engineered the whole track. But I'm also an engineer myself, so I always did all my mixtapes, all my albums by myself. This time I want to be in artist mode, so I reached out to my friend, and he helped me out with this project. But I had to learn the business to get where I'm at now. Like, it's no days off. You got to eat, sleep, you know what I'm saying, and the rest. So other than that, it's like you're going to be lost. Like, a lot of people how people used to get robbed back in the day, it's not like that no more. Everything is in the open. But it's up to you, to learn, not be taken advantage of. Like, it's like once you start getting close to everything working, like, what's the goal for it now? Like, how do you know we made it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just keep touching everything we can touch. So.
Right. Because a lot of times people thinking like popping the bottles and being around the females or, vice versa. You think you made it, but there's so much more of a high level to making it.
Yeah, you got to do a whole lot of work. And it's like, back in the day, everybody thought, want to see some part, You touched that couch, you made it,
Right.
But still more work to do,
Absolutely.
Like, I'd have been through 2 labels, so it's like now I went with No Limit. Now I'm with Rock Nation. Now I'm in talks with another label of having my own deal, you know, and so like I'm learning the business as I go. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like what this one don't do, I learn from this one. You know what I'm saying?
For
so
sure.
It's like, you know,
Okay.
everything where it's supposed to be right now.
Nice.
Mhm.
Congratulations to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a break. And while we go into a break, we're going to listen to your song, Trap. I'm sorry, Mr.
Trap
Wood.
Work.
Trap Work. All right. We'll be right back. Going to go look with Poetry Bars and Hooks.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
All right, you heard it here. You heard it here on a Good Look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. And you already explained that song. So I do want to go into another joint that I heard, which is Them Girls.
Yeah.
Talk about why it's important to write music for the ladies.
Man, you got to. Like, if you don't, you're not going to really, you know, cross that other line you want, you know. But them girls, you know, it's a special song to me. I did it on a level where it's like, you got to find one, you know. If you find that one, you got to leave everybody alone. You got to leave the rest of them girls alone. So, even though it might be hard, you know.
A lot of temptation.
Yeah, a lot of
right?
temp, man. So, you know, it's like,
Especially in the industry.
yeah, because it's like we want so much, but we really try to find who does more. When really, it's really simple, you know. Like, just don't look. Happiness is never plan, you know.
I like that quote. Happiness is never planned. It's kind of like there's a saying where you say, like, if you tell God your plans,
Right.
you get laughed
Yep.
at. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
That
Ha
part
ha,
right
yeah,
there.
you thought you was doing that?
That
Yeah,
part
because
right
listen,
there.
man, listen, I've been laughed at quite a few times, so I learned to,
Yeah.
like you said,
Once
happiness
you get
is
to a
never
certain
planned.
age, both y'all rock with each other, you know, and everything's all right. Ain't nobody struggling, and if it is a struggle, somebody got the other half. But other than that, just find you somebody, you know, solid you rock with, you know, and leave the rest of them girls alone, you know.
Okay, so for the ladies, are you single? Or you?
Yeah, I'm single.
Okay, you heard that, right? You're single, so
I'm single.
that's what's up. You talk about turning pain into power.
Yeah.
Was there a specific moment or experience? I know you talked about your kid's mother.
Yeah.
But anything else that may have flipped that switch for you?
Yeah, it's like it's really hard to be, but sometimes things happen how it's supposed to happen, so you don't question it. So it's like you turn your pain into power, realizing what not to do that'll gain you more. So understanding, you know, your whereabouts, you know, yourself and everything around you, and what's gonna work now. So go where you celebrate it, go where it's works at, and even if it don't work, you know, just take a step back, put it to the side, keep it there, touch on it, but figure something else out. You know what I mean? Like, just do something else, because like a lot of these people these days, they'll do it for so long and turn to a hobby, and that's what you don't want to do. You know, then you get mad with everything, trying to put it all together. So sometimes, like, what you care less about, that's what's gonna work for the other part to step in the right way. You know. So I done seen it all. Like, I done seen a person with nothing, 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially never bite the hand that feeds you. So.
Right, right. But a lot of times people often see that as, oh, how they just make it out of nowhere, but not seeing everything and the
Yeah, man.
years and the blood, sweat, and tears, right,
Like,
that was
yeah.
put behind it.
Like, see, I've been on my own since I was 14, you know, so it's like, I've seen all kind of story. Everybody got their story, but, you know, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you get to a point where you can't feel bad for nothing. You gotta just, you can't feel bad how the cause was dealt, you know, so if we understand that, then, you know, you can get up out of it, you know, so. Man,
sure.
like, I had it bad where it was like nobody would answer my phone call. You know, I got missing for a while. You know what I'm saying? Got myself together, came back. You know, And you know, God will put me forward in front of more people than was doing more than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can never get one man right now. Like, people who doing music all their life never got no deal, never got to a round table, never got, you know what I'm saying? The inside of how to, you know, how it really work. But
Right. Persistence.
power in the pain. You
Yeah,
know?
power in the pain. Trust me, I know about it too. So, outside of music, what's something about Legacy No Limit that your fans don't usually get to see?
Man, like, I'm really the funny one. Like,
Okay.
I got so much trap work and so many trap vibes around me. Everybody think I'm mean, but you know, once you warm up and I understand it, you know, I'm really your best friend. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, the one that's gonna hold you down, look for what you don't see. You know what I'm saying? So the one you can count on. I don't bump my head for everybody, so
Right.
I understand everything.
Gotcha. Okay. If you weren't doing music, what's the lane you think you be killing it in?
Probably basketball.
Yeah.
I was playing ball. Like, me and Steph Curry, we was good friends. We used to play. I played against him before, and we made a relationship. But other than that, I hurt my ankle, and then that's what came into music. And then my dad, he was also in a group, a gospel group back in the day, the Chosen Sons and Mighty Clouds of Joy. So he played the drums. So it's in my blood, you know. It's either basketball, you know how it go. If everything don't work out, you know, then you go back to the block.
Right.
You
We
know
ain't
what I'm
doing
saying?
that, right?
Ain't doing that. You know what I mean? So
Came too far. Came
Too
too
far.
far. So, what else do you see yourself doing? Any acting or
Yeah.
clothing? What do you have as far as your brand goes?
well, right now, we got shirts, we got cups. Trying to get the website off the ground. Right now, I'm trying to open up a club in my city, Sanford, North Carolina. Give everybody something to do. I got a lot. Within 2 months, I got a lot of big plans get ready to happen.
Okay.
So,
So a club.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's your vision like as far as a club? What do we see when we walk in there?
I want it to be, you know, a club everybody can come to, you know, like a 40-40 club, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Dress and press.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, like 40 and up, you know.
I like that.
Like that.
Okay. All right. So back to your music. You got kind of like this raw storytelling in your style.
Yeah.
Who did you grow up listening to that helped shape that delivery?
Man, I grew up listening to X.
Yes. Shout out to X Sagittarius. That's my heart right there.
Jai, and then No Limit came in, you know, and then I been a big fan of No Limit ever since I was a child, man. So
Yeah.
pretty much, if I really want to give my whole style credit, I say it'd be from a cat called Fiend from No Limit. That's when I think my sound came from, but everybody else be like, you sound like Jai, you sound like DMX. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But I be like, nah. I keep the torch going though. You know?
Okay. Right,
like
right.
that. But I can't be him, you know.
For sure. Let's see. And, you do have that street authenticity. That's obvious, right? It's where we come from. But you also have the business mindset, clearly. Right. So what's been the biggest lesson so far on the industry side?
Oh, man, trying to take everybody with you.
Like we spoke, right.
Yeah, trying to take everybody with you, man. It's like, if you ain't got no job now, I can't take you with me. So,
okay.
Like, everybody gotta have a title. So, ain't no 30 deep, 20 deep, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I go somewhere, I'm in and out. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let things hinder me, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know how I go. I know what I'm looking for. I know what you're supposed to be doing if you're here, you know what I mean? So, it's like, I learned a lot of lessons, you know what I'm saying? But it was losses, you know? I learned how to walk away from things and to come back more powerful than I ever been, you know? So, it's all about faith, you know? People have that. No limit what you can be. You
right.
know?
So, I mean, but that's like everybody, whoever is doing something would love to bring their people along with them. But like we said, just
but
don't
it can't
always
mess it
work.
Up. Yeah, because it's like, it'd be big into both of us. And somebody will still find a way. You know what I'm saying? Be like, now you got to control what they doing over there, them 10, 20 people, then the people who they bring with them.
Right, right. That's
like,
another thing. The people that they bring in
Yeah.
with them outside of your circle.
It be plenty of time I be with Silk, and then like, I had to learn from him. Like I was like that. I came with about 10, 20 people, and then got with him. He was like, who that? I was like, my people. People like,
Nah.
yeah, I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Not no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then,
Yeah.
you know, you live and you learn, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You live and you learn, man.
Hmm. So what advice would you give the younger version of yourself just starting out in music, especially when like nobody's listening to it yet?
Man, learn the business, you know, and keep God first. Keep knocking on wood, man. Keep knocking on the doors. Somebody gonna hear you sooner or later. You know, so learn the business. You know, find the people in your area who's doing it. Connect with them. Hope they can lead you somewhere. But everything really in the open now. Like, there's really no way nobody could possibly be falling off anything. Like, it's all kind of ways you can get on through music. It's just about you gotta have that bag. You know, when you got that bag, like.
You got to invest in yourself. Yeah. So give some suggestions, like as far as learning the business, because people hear that, but what exactly? Like, give us 2 or 3 things that is important.
All right. The first thing, as an artist, you know, you gotta make sure your music is up to par. Like, your sound gotta be there, your clothes, image, everything gotta be there. And then there's no possible way you can push a project with no budget or with nothing. Like, if you cool with the local entertainment, with the local, that's hot. You know what I'm saying? That works for you. But sooner or later, you can't skip the process. You can't skip the grind. You gotta do it the right way. You gotta look up what's going on. You gotta find it. Like, the way you found it in yourself, you gotta find it where you want to target your music, where you want to go, and then, you know, look for blogs to help you out. Like, tap in with your local DJs, you know, and music is all around you. You know, like, just figure it out. Like, you can't do the same thing the next person did. Just find out, you know, like Future. Like, Future, he used to look up stuff like the craziest drugs going on. You know, like whatever drug was popping, doing the most damage. Like, people attack. Like, you gotta find your topic. You know, like it's market. Everything's for sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gotta be smart about a lot, man. You know, so. And watch what you say too. So
watch what you say.
Everything don't mean the same where you at. You know.
Right. Right. Yes, that is a good one. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go back into break. But let's go back and listen to Them Girls.
Yes.
Love that joint. I listened to it quite a few times. Like, okay, because we need that. We need that.
Yes.
So let's go into Them Girls and a couple other things. And it's a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. Your girl Kim GoodLook Seabrook.
Yeah.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
All right, y'all. We are back with Legacy No Limit on a Good Look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. I'm going to keep telling y'all that because I am back too. So, again, thank you again for coming all the way from up here.
Thank you.
What else you got going on? You here for a couple of days?
Yeah, you know, I got a taping with the Breakfast Club Saturday. I got another interview with Power 105 today. And then Monday, I got a big meeting with a label. Talk about some things, how we can push my own label, and, you know, keep it moving. And then I'm on tour, so I have my own tour going on right now. So when I leave New York, I gotta look on my date and see where we at.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we
We want to know where you at.
Yeah, I'm booked up all the way until the end of the summer.
That's what's up. Booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Mm-hmm.
Booked and busy.
And blessed. We can't forget that.
Yes, highly favored.
Because you could be busy and just tired and drained. And
I'm telling you, I ain't had no sleep.
I mean,
No
that's
days
part.
off.
That's part of it, right? And
No days off.
But what do you do to recharge? Because you need that.
I gotta I cut everything off.
Nice. No
And,
social media, no phone.
And then just get back to it. So the 24th, I gotta be in Cali, California. We'll be in there for 2 days.
Okay.
And then the 28th, I'm in Seattle, Washington. I'm just booked up all the way for the whole summer. So
Nice.
just go on my follow me on IG, Legacy No Limit, and you'll see all my tour dates where I'm gonna be at. Tap in for shows, features, walkthroughs, advertisement, whatever you need.
Okay. All right.
Just don't waste our time, man.
Don't waste time.
Waste our
Time
man.
is money.
Yes.
Time is valuable. Although,
Yes.
we can say time don't exist for some things, right? But
Mhm.
it's going by, and I say that because it's going by so fast. Like the summer's gonna be over by the time
Right.
it.
For real,
The
for
summer's
real.
gonna
Like-
be done and over with. So use it wisely while you can, and
Yep.
don't waste nobody else's time, like you said.
Always.
All right. So, who's someone from your city that you think the world needs to hear and why?
The world need to hear it. From my city,
Yeah.
man.
I know it's a small town, but anybody else that you rocking
I'm
with?
trying to
or that?
feel like, let me see. Okay, I seen a lot of cats from my city doing interviews. Nobody shot me out, right? Right? And it's like, I did more than anybody in my city.
Okay.
But I ain't like that. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying? I get shots from my whole city and everybody in it. We got a lot of cats doing it. But I can't say one, because if I say one, then everybody
Then,
going to
well,
feel
you
some type
ain't-
of way. You
I
know
got
what I'm saying?
you.
So
I got
shout out
you.
to my city, Sand Trap. Everybody's doing music. I
Sand
see y'all.
trap. Sand trap.
Yeah.
You heard that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, if you could turn one track into a short film, which one would it be, and what would that look like?
It'd have to be, man, from the album, it had to be 10 Toes, because I wrote that from a dark place. Like, I was going somewhere, and it was like I seen this guy, and he was like, and where I'm from, we got a lot of military vets down there in North Carolina, and he had no legs, and he asked me, for $5, so I gave it to him, and he was just like that. He was fighting the war. It's hard for him to get work, anything like that. So, and I was like how could you serve a country
Thank you.
and be like this,
Thank
man?
you. I don't
I'm
get
like-
into politics, but that's something I always talk about. How, yes.
Right, and I'm
Go
like,
ahead.
he was like, he said he did a lot for the country, and we don't have no family. He went to the military blind, and a lot of stuff he supposed to receive, he didn't understand the paperwork for it. So he was like, well, he said, just stay 10 toes down, brother, and don't lose your legs, like that. And I stuck with it, like 10 toes, like
That's deep.
keep everything away from me that ain't meant for me,
That's deep.
And like I don't want to get put in nobody's battle. It ain't meant for me. You know what I'm saying? So 10 toes. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Never
up.
fold.
All right. So, what would it look like, though? What would
It'd
would
be-
that film look like?
In the film, it'd be more of like, somebody trying to get out the game, but he on the last strike, So if you don't 10 toes down, he gonna go back,
Do
And
some
this time it
legs.
ain't gonna be it ain't gonna pretty much be where he wanted to be. It's gonna be more harder than you thought, because a couple of things you didn't see. Like, a lot of people forget when they get money, they forget about the robbers. You know what I'm saying? They forget about what could really can happen to them.
Right.
So, keep yourself in the formula and know how to move, and that'll be pretty much the movie for that, 10 Toes.
I'll watch
Or
it.
either Struggle to Fame,
Okay.
That'll be a good one, Struggle to
Okay.
Fame.
And that's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I'll watch it for sure. Okay. So do you ever feel pressure to keep it real versus keeping it commercial? How does that balance?
See,
How do you balance both?
Man, I'm trying to get commercial now, cause it's like I had to put away all the personal. You know what I'm saying? Music and the personal thing, but it's like I'm coming along to it. But man, I'm telling you, it's hard. Like it's hard. Like it's easy to talk about your life and everything, but when you gotta make music for the world, and you know, you gotta try to put your mind like what everybody else go through. Like you got people listening, don't know what they go through. You know, so I just I stick with the females, so I don't go outside that lane. You know what I'm saying? You know that getting drugs, popping pills. I don't, you know what I mean, it ain't me. Like that ain't me. You know what I mean? So like I only do music that people can understand, and I'm a child of God, so I always got God in my music too. So at that, so
Nice.
you'll find it a little bit of everything in it. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of everything.
So if you were gonna go commercial, like
It had to
what
be.
would?
It would have to be like them girls is the most you gonna
Okay.
get right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotcha.
I can't I can't do no little crazy dance and nays and all that. You know what I mean? With tight pants, like that ain't me. You know, just holding my hands up. You know what
I
I'm saying?
definitely feel you. I definitely feel you. Okay, all right. What's the wildest or most humbling message a fan ever sent you after hearing your music?
Oh man, I had a fan tell me one time. He was like, "Man, you pretty much helped me get through my hardest days." Like, it's like he was on drugs, and my music pretty much brought him back to life. And he was telling me that if anything I need, you know, he could help me out. Promo, he do it for free. And sometimes when they reach out to you, you be like, nah. But sometimes people need a break, you know, like it ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying, like nothing major. Sometimes people want you to understand them for once, you know, and hear them out. So you make music, so give them that time. Give them 3 minutes, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
you know what I
You
mean?
never know
You never
what
know,
those 3
right.
minutes can mean to somebody else. And we
Yeah.
have to sometimes put ourselves in that situation to where we needed that
part.
inspiration or those words.
Cause we all had it before,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like we all had more than 3 minutes, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So it's just somebody who you look up, they should, you know what I mean? And they can call you out, like they should be able to get 3 minutes of your time, man, you know? Like,
That's what's up.
mhm.
Okay. I may put you on the spot here. Can you spit something? Or you rather them just hear your music?
Yeah, this is my music.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna
music.
skip that.
Unless
Okay.
you gonna put on a beat or something, then I'll do it for you.
Rick,
Other
you
than
got a beat over there? What you want?
that, what I want.
Yeah, some DMX, some DMX.
Let's see, do I need to do DMX? Nah, I don't
No?
need DMX.
Some No Limit?
Let me see. No limits.
You don't have
It
to.
don't,
Oh,
it don't, it don't matter.
okay.
It don't matter. Like,
You tell them what you want.
I mean, it don't matter. I can versatile, like nothing too crazy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
I don't know, Rick. You gotta tell him. Give him something.
You something?
Yeah.
Let me see. I got a beat. Let me see. I'm gonna listen to a beat today. What beats do you guys have? 'Cause I don't want to put nothing that I'm thinking about doing.
About
something to.
using.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a thought
We can
about
skip
it.
that. Don't worry.
Skip
We're
that.
gonna just play
Okay.
some more of your music.
Just play some more of my
Yeah,
music.
don't worry about that. So, let's go back into you though. So, would you or have you? Now that we talked about somebody inboxing you, would you ever mentor a young artist or have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, I'm into a lot of cats. But I got like one artist right now named Ty, and we trying to get his stuff working right now. I'm ready to sign him soon, and I got two more other cats I'm looking at right now to bring to the team, and then by August, you know, everybody know what's going on. 'Cause like I say, I got a couple moves that's about to happen this weekend for them cats to be where they supposed to be. So,
Nice.
yeah, bring my people in.
Right. The right ones.
The right ones.
The right ones.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end it with this last question. Your name is Legacy, no limit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you see your legacy as?
Man, I shall live on forever. You know, that's my legacy. Like legacy, no limit. You know, no limit come from because my career came from Silk and P. So to keep my name and the respect that I kept no limit and just added legacy. You know,
Okay.
so but yeah, no limit to my legacy.
No limit to my legacy. Y'all heard it here on the Good Look with Poetry Boys and Hooks. But let them know where they can find you
Legacy,
and all that good
no
information.
limit, all platforms. Just type my name in. You'll find me.
That's it.
I'm everywhere.
Everywhere. And right here on A Good Look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. I'm your girl, Kim Good Look Seabrook, the Matrix Studios Network, Party 1019. And you already know what it is. It's a good look. We'll see you. Peace.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.